Hi folks, I'm Josh Douglas, and today I want to introduce you to one of my favorite baits that I use to catch bass all over the country. This is the Biovex Kolt Ridgetail swim bait. This is your traditional soft plastic swim bait, boot tail style. That's about where the similarities end. This is a 4-inch, half-ounce version. It's pre-inserted, pre-rigged, ready to come, comes out of the package, ready to go just like this. The key feature on this bait is going to be its tail. It's obviously got them good looks, some shad-like style, traditional fishtail style looking bait, but it's the tail that really is the moneymaker on this bait. Most traditional boot tails come tail down. I have a little bit of a problem sometimes working at a different depth range and still getting them tails to kick. What I love about this is by adding the extra plastic, having the tail go both down and up, puts a little more weight in the tail. Allows me to slow roll this bait at 20 feet, burn it right underneath the surface. No matter what I want to do, this boot tail is going to kick and give off a lot of nice vibrations that I'm looking for to trigger a strike from a bass. There's all sorts of different ways you can fish this bait. You can fish it the traditional way right here. I'm using 15-pound fluorocarbon on a heavy action 7-foot rod, and a lot of times I like to use this around boat docks. When I'm fishing boat docks, especially down here in the south, everyone knows they're floating docks. And bass like to use those floating docks. They can be sitting over 20, 30 feet and they suspend over them and use the platform of that dock to keep them in the shade and away from the sun. Being that this is a flat bait on its side and it's got a heavy tail, I can skip this bait up underneath boat docks a mile and then pull it back out of there and actually target those suspended fish that are so hard to catch and give them a lifelike, realistic look that they need to catch them. You can also trick this bait out a little bit. Here's another version that I like to do. It comes pre-riggable where I can put on a little swivel and a little blade like this and give this bait even more flare and even more flash. In this green pumpkin color, especially around boat docks up north that are secure, this looks like bluegill all the way. And it really gets big bites when everyone else is skipping jigs and more traditional style baits underneath. Another great way to use this bait would be when bass are schooling. Okay, all of a sudden you're sitting there flipping the weed line like I do here on the Tennessee River, and all of a sudden a bass blows up on the edge of the grass. I can turn around and fire this bait in there, and because it's just got the single hook on it, it doesn't fall up in the weeds. If anything, if I grab weeds, I give it a good rip, it gets off those weeds and actually triggers the bite for me. Most of the time people use a popper style bait or a traditional, walk the dog style spook type bait. No, those can be great options, except really you got about a 5-second window to get your bait in there when that bass is blowing up on shad. You got about a 5-second window to get it in there and capitalize on that moment. And sometimes you throw anything with trebles on and you hook just the smallest piece of hydrilla, and that screws up your entire cast. This bait seems to get the bite. I can keep it right at the surface and just pull it along, kicks off a lot of vibration, and gets that bite from that bass that I need. Another excellent way to utilize this bait is on the Alabama rig. Like I said, these baits come already pre-rigged, ready to go. You slide them on your Alabama rig. It's realistic. It gives off a lot of vibration. An excellent source for that. I'm Josh Douglas. I urge you next time on the water to try the Biovex Ridgetail, Kolt Ridgetail version swim bait on your body of water. You can get more information at www.biovexusa.com. Thank you.